Is Cowden, just south of Hornsea, and this used to be an RAF live bombing range here, RAF Cowden. Obviously it was used by all the NATO air forces. I think it closed in the late 80s or early 90s, but I remember as a kid, it's all I seem to do on this video, when I was a kid. But they used to see the planes here in the 70s. Used to be Harriers, Jaguars, Buccaneers, all using the live fire range. Lightnings used to make passes, and then on to the 80s it was Tornadoes and a lot of A-10s, American A-10s, as well as F-111s as well. Used to see them all here doing bombing runs. Absolutely fantastic. And where I used to live out in Newport, there's a lot of greenhouses, glass houses, and we used to get a lot of A-10s flying in pairs. I don't know if they used to do mock strafing runs on the glass houses or whatever, but you'd see them banking in pairs like that. Yes, it'd be great to watch. The Cowden Range is just to my left now, beyond all those bushes. And on the other side of the Humber, there the south is Donnanook, and that still is a live fire range, a military exclusion zone. I used to live in Newport as well, back in the 70s. It's not that far from home on Spalding Moor, which was an RAF base during World War II, a bomber base, and it became the British Aerospace Test Aerodrome where they used to fly the Buccaneers from, and we used to see lots and lots of Buccaneers taking off and landing, and they always used to fly over our house with the air brakes open, big clamshell air brakes at the back. Into your aircraft, it was fantastic, brilliant. Vulcans as well, often used to make really low passes, and that's when there was painted in the all over camouflage, top and bottom. And we used to think it was great when the tornadoes started coming over, because at that time you used to see the German tornadoes and the Italian tornadoes as well. I think they were part of what's called a TTTE, which was a tri-national tornado training establishment. So you get a mix of RAF, Luftwaffe and Italian Air Force planes. And as well as the Luftwaffe tornadoes, now and again you get the Marineflieger, which was the German Navy tornadoes. Always nice to see those. And unfortunately now we don't see a real lot. You get typhoons flying over to and from Coningsby. Every now and again you'll get some doing a mock dogfight. Occasionally you'll see the Red Arrows practicing, get Hawks. What I have been seeing a lot of lately as well are the American Ospreys, and they've been flying across. I think it's the OV-22 Osprey, I think that's what it's called. That used to be right into my planes. I've let it slack off a little bit, but it'll come back to me. Aldborough. Must be one of about 10 seaside places called Aldborough along the east coast. I know there's one down in either Norfolk or Suffolk. Well, then I think there's a few, to be fair. Here's the Jesus house, which is self-explanatory. We'll take a right here. The guy here is well into his Jesus and has been for years. Jesus said you must be born again. There you go. There he is. Jesus is the truth. Jesus is the answer. Each to his own. But whoever lives there has been there for absolutely years with all those signs on. And it's a nice little landmark when you're on this route. Turn right at the Jesus house. And this is a long steady ride on open roads now. Leaving Aldborough, heading east. No, we're not, we're heading west. Definitely west. And to my right is the biomass plant at Tanstern, which is, I say fairly new, it's probably been there 4 or 5 years. I think it's a power station, to be fair, biomass power station. Well, I'm not sure if it's 100% running or not. Probably is. Well, the biomass must come in by the road, because there's no rail links here. There's nothing on the east coast of this part anymore. All the rail links here to Hornsea and Hornsea were all chopped during the beaching cuts in the late 60s. Yeah, Tanstern Advanced Biomass Power Plant, that's the one. And 36 miles on the clock. It's really not worth looking at the climbing figures because it'll be really low. It'll be, I don't know, 500 or 600 feet, if that. Let's check. There we go, 682 feet. Nothing. So it's a flat ride. Well, there's 2 tiny little lumps and that's it. And beetling along at what, 21 miles an hour, so obviously no assistance from the motor now. And the bike just rides like any other road bike at these speeds. Once you're up to speed, brilliant. Handles really well. It's got a nice low centre of gravity. Makes it feel really planted. It's one of those bikes you feel like you're sitting in rather than on. Here we are approaching Sprotely, Holderness village. The old police building on the right, it's a private residence now, it used to be the old police station, 1849. The old police station and jail, there were jail cells in there. Bluebell pub. And been quite a few UFO sightings in Sprotely. There's quite a famous one where somebody took some pictures of what they said was an alien at the window. Whether you believe in that stuff or not, it's up to you, but it's a little bit of a hotbed for unexplained phenomenon around here. Quite a few sightings. Now, one of my other main hobbies is astrophotography and astronomy, and I mean, I've been looking at the night sky for 40 odd years now, since I was a kid, and I've done lots and lots of long exposure photos, etc. And I must say, there's never been anything I've seen that I can't explain. I've seen some odd things, but all explainable. Probably one of the only things I have seen that I couldn't explain was when I was down at Stonehenge, me and the missus. And we'd left Stonehenge and we'd called off somewhere up that way. It was a McDonald's and we just sat having a bite to eat outside. It was just getting dark. It was about 9:30, summertime. And off to the north, it looked like ball lightning. Something like rose from the ground. It must have been, what, 10 miles away? Maybe slightly less. I mean, I think I'm pretty adept at judging distances and things. I'd say probably less than 10 miles away. But whatever it was really bright, and it rose up and did a 90-degree turn and went along for, it could have been, what, 500 yards, something like that distance, and then just disappeared, just vanished. We both saw it, and to this day I can't explain what it was. So, could have been some kind of plasma, ball lightning, I don't know. Whatever it was weird. Not saying it was aliens, little green men, flying saucers, God knows what, but I just can't explain it. That's the only time. And I spend a lot of time with my head in the clouds. I've been into aircraft and weather, astronomy, so, and there's nothing I can't really not explain, but that's definitely the only time ever. Back on the busy part, back over the River Hull, just outside Kingswood. There you see the Hull's quite flooded, quite high. We're not far from Dunswell again. Then we'll be heading back through Dunswell into Cottingham and home. I missed out with some of the route back there, riding through East Hull. It's not the most picturesque area in the world, so I don't like it around there, so I'm not going to record it. Take a left. So we should be coming up to 50 miles now. Let's just check. Oh yeah, 50.2, not a bad guess. That's 50 miles, and I've got about another 3.5-4 miles to go. So, not a bad little ride. I have to check down at the battery. I started out with 100% this morning. There's 6 bars on there, so it'll be less than 60%, but I don't know. If I get on with 55% on the battery, that's really good going for a 50-mile ride. And I've been in eco for the full ride, apart from one small section going up an overpass over the railway lines. I stuck it in sport just to get me up to the top of there because it was busy traffic. Took it straight out. So I'm very impressed with the range on this bike. So I reckon I could get staying in eco with a little, okay, it's been a flat ride, but I could get 70 miles I reckon on a flat ride, easy. So I don't see the need for a range extender just yet. I think I will need one when I start wanting to do a century or some of those longer rides I have planned. Now, one of my favourite rides is called Round the Humber, where you go over the Humber Bridge into North Lincolnshire, follow the Humber, then down the banks of the Trent as far as Gunness. We'll go over Keadby Bridge, then back up the Trent and follow the Ouse into Goole, or back over the Ouse into Howden, and we're back in East Yorkshire then, and back home. Depending on the actual route that we take, that can be anywhere from 85 up to 100 miles, depending if you do a little detour. So I think I'll probably need a range extender for that, because there's a bit of climbing in there. I think the route is about 1,800 feet climbing. You can do it clockwise or anti-clockwise. I always prefer to do it clockwise, mainly because of the prevailing winds are usually westerlies. So by the time you get to Goole, you've got a backwind all the way home. And I've done that ride both ways. I've done it solo, I've done it in groups. And I did it with a mate of mine in the middle of winter. It was minus temperatures. Wet, drizzling, freezing, bits of snow. I think that was about 100 miles for me. And Ron, who I was riding with at the time, he had to go all the way to Scala. I think he ended up doing about 112 miles, 113 miles. And the plus I'd got a puncture, not far from his home. It was a cold ride, that one. But it's a really enjoyable ride, especially in summer. Really nice. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing and documenting. I don't know which battery I've got left on the camera now. I'll leave it on, and if it blobs out, it blobs out. This is Dunswell Road into Cottingham. And Cottingham lays claim to be the largest village in England. I think in Britain at one time, but I think there's a lot of villages that claim that. It is big as Cottingham, but still a village. Lovely place. Down and behave yourself. Yeah, 51.9 miles so far. And what my average is. 16.4 average. Yeah, that's about right for me. 16 and a half. That tends to be what I find with this bike, regardless of whether it's hilly or not. Come on Garmin, behave yourself. It's not the best thing. I find it difficult to swipe with these gloves on, even though these gloves are supposed to be touchscreen friendly. It's a bit hit and miss. There we are, Cottingham. There's some nice houses down here. Not my price range, I'm afraid. That's the win the lottery. Bit of a sniffle because it's cold. Usually when it starts running. But yeah, it's been an enjoyable ride, it's been good. Bike's performed flawlessly. And you can't ask for much more. Dry roads, or mostly dry. Some wind, not a great deal, got a little bit of headwind now heading this way, heading east. You know, the wind's billed as a northeasterly today, it's swinging more to the east I think, or from the east should I say. Horses for courses. Yeah, the Creo, you're Creo, isn't it? The Creo's performed perfectly today. Yeah, it's performed brilliantly. Comfortable, planted, predictable. That's all you want from a bike. Stretch your legs. Oh. Yeah, it's been a great ride today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Me waffling on a bit. Here we are, in the outskirts of Hull, back round to West Hull, and this is where I shall bid you adieu. See you next time.